Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another edition of Rossi TV here on GooglePlus.com. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for Rossi TV. I would really appreciate it. Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about WWE pay-per-view Battleground this Sunday on Sky Box Office. I will be watching it on live stream so this is official that I will be doing a live stream live reactions for Battleground, which is great because I didn't do Money in the Bank, and obviously because I told you that I didn't do Money in the Bank for certain reasons. So I'll be here sitting where I am right now, watching live streams of the pay-per-view with my pay-per-view hat on, and and obviously answering questions like I did with Payback with Payback. So Battleground, am I looking forward to it? Yeah, in a way, I actually am. Battleground isn't. It's not as bad as last. It doesn't look as bad as last year because last year wasn't really that exciting. The only build up that I was excited from last year was the Shield for no Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I think it was the full Shield versus the Rhodes family, which was a fantastic match, and the storyline was brilliantly done. But the only downfall about both 2013 and 2014 Battleground pay-per-view is that there was only one good build-up match heading into the event, and this year is Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt. And in that match, I'll come to that later, but I'm gonna kick it off from the very beginning. First off, 2K15. What a way to begin a pre-order. Sting. Fucking Jesus. I was like, oh, fuck, 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 fuck. Sting is on the new game. And I'm fucking looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to it. Will he compete for WWE? We don't know. I just looked on WWE.com right now, and I saw a picture of Triple H, like, in another interview, as he would usually be. And he pretty much he was just sitting there and he was talking about Sting being in WWE, which is great to see our Sting because and Triple H as well because in my opinion that would be good for business. And Sting is in the game, so I am looking forward to that. Anyway, for Battleground itself, the kickoff show. Naomi versus Cameron. I do not give a flying fuck about this build up. The only good thing about that is that Naomi is actually a talented wrestler. Cameron is just there to be a show off like Eve Maria, however her name is, Eve Marie, whatever. Just another model, just another freaking model, just to attract the guys in the crowd, etc. So I do not give a flying fuck about who wins that match. But Naomi should win it because she's actually the better talent in it and also the better wrestler in that between them two. For the next match, the Intercontinental Battle Royal match, number one contender match. It has what's his name? I can't remember. He's from one of the Mexican tag team guys, whatever. It's also got Sin Cara, Talos O'Neil, Zack Ryder, Heath Slater, Miz, R-Truth, um, XL Woods, I can't say his name, Rob Van Dam, Alberto Del Rio, Fandango, Ryback, Curtis Axel, Big E, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, Bo Dallas, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, and the Great Khali. Um, if I had to pick one winner for this match, it would probably have to be Bo Dallas. Now, you're probably looking at me and saying, okay, why Bo Dallas? Because I'm going to tell you why. He is going to be a good champion for one reason only, and that is to annoy you. That is exactly what he is trying to do. Trying to get all of this heat to being this heel or whatever he's trying to do. I don't know if he's a heel or he's a face. It's kind of equal. And if you think about it in a way, it would look good on him because he does that victory lap. He has an undefeated streak right now on Raw and SmackDown. He has an undefeated streak. It would make so much sense if he becomes the number one contender for the IC title, face Wade Barrett, possibly beat Wade Barrett, and become like the streak. It continues. I'm gonna keep believing I'm gonna win the Intercontinental title. But if not if Bo Dallas gets eliminated before, then I'm either going to go Dolph Ziggler or Cesaro because Cesaro, in an honesty, he really needs a title push, and the IC title is a good way to start. If you think of Curtis Axel, when he became a Paul Heyman guy, he went for the IC title and won at Payback last year against Wade Barrett and The Miz. That was a good match, by the way. It's on YouTube if you want to look at it. I'll probably put it in the description below if you want to see it. But anyway, yeah, that was a good match. But anyway, as I was saying, um, Cesaro, it would make a lot of sense if Cesaro wins, and it will make a lot of sense if Dolph Ziggler wins. But the only downfall if Ziggler wins is that the fact he's already won the IC title like twice. I can't remember, but he has won it before. But it would still be cool because Wade Barrett and Ziggler worked very well on Raw the other week, and it was an awesome match. And there were this is awesome chants, and it was a great match. So so if I had to pick, it would probably have to be Bo Dallas. That's what I think. But or Cesaro, it's either them two. But yeah. Next match is hang on, sorry. The Usos versus the Wyatt family, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan for the tag team championships again, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I actually am really looking forward to this match because if you watch Money in the Bank, that match stole the show. That was the first match of the actual pay-per-view live on Skybox Office, and that was the match of the night. Now, guys, when you look at this, a Money in the Bank ladder match is meant to be the match that is meant to get you all pumped up, all excited. It's meant to be the match of the night. But this year was completely different. The Usos and the Wyatt family produce us something completely different in the tag team division. That's what makes us look at the new tag team champions, the Usos and the Wyatt family. They work together brilliantly. And the way the rivalry has been building and building, it's getting better and better and better. Now, this will probably have to end the rivalry. If I have to pick a winner, it's got to be the Wyatts. It's got to be the Wyatts. I really want the Wyatts to win the tag team championships because I know deep down that the Wyatt family can be a decent and dominating tag team champions. If they don't win the tag team titles, then I don't know what's going to happen with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan because when you look at Luke Harper, but when you look at the entire Wyatt family in total, Luke Harper is the best wrestler out of all three members of the Wyatt family. Yes, I like Eric Rowan with his power advantage, his strength, etc. He's been in pretty good matches. I'm not gonna lie. I love Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has been in fantastic rivalry matches against like John Cena, and now he's facing Chris Jericho because they're trying to top him off and not trying to bury him as much, which is great. Which I will be heading on very soon. But yeah, for this match, the Wyatts will have to win this one. That is just my opinion. But even though I wanted the Wyatts to win at Money in the Bank, I didn't really care at the very end because it was just such an amazing match. It was brilliantly done, and I wish and I really hope they actually get a bit more extreme, and hopefully the match will be better. Hopefully it can top off Money in the Bank match. But either way, it was all good. Next match is Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. This match looks okay. I'm not exactly excited. Well, hang on. Yeah, I am. But Seth Rollins has got to win this one, and I'll tell you why. Seth Rollins, if you look at it, he hasn't looked strong headed in against Dean Ambrose. If you watch all the Raws and all the SmackDowns, it's always been Dean Ambrose getting beaten up by Seth Rollins. Why? Because of Kane and Randy Orton. Now take that match. That's why it's a singles match. If it was no disqualification, we know who's won it already. It's going to be Seth Rollins because of Kane and Randy Orton. They'll just come in and they'll just choke slam and RKO Dean Ambrose, and then Seth Rollins will pick up the win. No, that's why it's a singles competitive match. So Seth Rollins has to win this clean because if Randy Orton can beat Dean Ambrose clean on Raw, then Seth Rollins can beat him clean because I know Seth Rollins can in this situation because I don't want Seth Rollins to make the same mistake that they did with Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow won the Money in the Bank, and the next month at SummerSlam, he faces Cody Rhodes, his old tag team partner, and then Cody Rhodes wins. And then it was at the time, it was a good match, but it wasn't the right decision. The Money in the Bank briefcase guy, in my opinion, should get most wins than losses. Ziggler, the biggest difference with Ziggler's is that it actually looked believable for Ziggler to win a Money in the Bank match, but we were worried at the same time because we thought he would have lost. He would have been the first one to lose an actual Money in the Bank cash-in match, but he actually won it. And that's what made the moment so special when Dolph Ziggler cashed in. He cashed in the night after WrestleMania 29 and beats Alberto Del Rio and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. And that was probably the most historic moment of Dolph Ziggler's career. And it was great. It was lovely. It was great seeing a talented guy like Dolph Ziggler get a title. But yeah, again, I like Seth Rollins, and I want Seth Rollins to be champion. And I don't want WWE to mess Seth Rollins up, because what is the point of breaking up such an amazing group with huge charisma and a big popularity as the Shield, and then fuck it up all up when Seth Rollins is the one who broke up, like who betrayed the Shield, and then months later just gets dropped completely. And then, but what we got in mind here, guys, is that we have Brock Lesnar, we've got Brock Lesnar involved, and maybe Daniel Bryan. We don't exactly know what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is like, he's been out for ages now. Like he first had this freaking neck surgery, and then his arm went fucked. He fucked up with his arm. We don't know what the fuck's going on with Daniel Bryan. We've had no updates or anything on Raw, SmackDown, anything. The only last time we saw Daniel Bryan or his name on television was at Money in the Bank on the kickoff show. So we're not so sure. But anyways, yeah, like I said, we don't want Seth Rollins cash in to look weak. We want Seth Rollins to cash in. If he cashes in on Brock Lesnar, holy fuck. Could you imagine the man who defeated the streak gets cashed in by an indie mid-card guy, Seth Rollins? Now, I would freaking mark out if that even happened, but I highly doubt that's going to happen because it will probably be John Cena. I don't mind if it's John Cena because I'm getting sick and tired of his title reigns. I'm not going to lie. I respect John Cena, but I don't. 15-time champion in how long? 12 years? That, in my opinion, that is just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I understand. It's PG era. It's the way the kids see it and obviously how the company see it. I understand that. But giving him 15 title reigns, it's just ridiculous. There are so many guys in the company that actually deserve a decent title reign, and unfortunately for Daniel Bryan, which did deserve a title reign, this gets off it because he just got injured. Unfortunately, he was very unfortunate. I mean, unfortunately, his father passed away at the time. I think it was after WrestleMania when his father passed, and then he had neck surgery, got the title off him. His wife quits the company, and then there's this arm injury which completely fucked up Daniel Bryan, and now we don't know what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan. But yeah, Seth Rollins, I'm not so sure who he's going to cash in. He probably will cash in on John Cena, but if he does cash in on John Cena, I want a good, clean win. I mean, yeah, make it look dirty in the beginning like Damien Sandow, but actually win it. Like John Cena, we all know Cena. He's going to be like, in storyline basis, he's always going to come back as the man and just try and fight and be as strong as possible in the match, even though he's been beaten the shit out of pretty much. And yeah, we want Cena to lose this one. I could see a cash in at BattleGround. Why? Because Brock Lesnar. Now, this is what I predict, but I highly doubt this is going to happen. I've told you guys on my YouTube channel, and that I think John Cena is definitely going to be facing Brock Lesnar for the title. But why not add another person to that match? Could you imagine Seth Rollins being involved? Which I highly doubt. I've got two options. Number one, at BattleGround, John Cena will be in that fatal four-way match. Brock Lesnar comes out at the very end after Cena wins. He F5s John Cena, leaves the building. Seth Rollins comes in. He pins Cena. He becomes the new champion. SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar comes to the ring. John Cena comes to the ring, and then the Seth Rollins left in the middle as two number one contend. Well, Brock Lesnar. He will be in a title match very, very soon as we speak, and I would really love to see a triple threat. It would just remind me of a CM, like Seth Rollins is CM Punk, like, well, in storyline basis, this is like Ryback, John Cena versus CM Punk back in Survivor Series 2012. But this looks fucking amazing. If Seth Rollins was replaced with CM Punk in that situation, holy fuck! Could you imagine a triple threat between Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and John Cena? They've all had matches together. John Cena versus CM Punk, amazing matches. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, pretty good matches. Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, fucking amazing. So combine it all together, you've got awesomeness all over there. And the second option is Brock Lesnar versus Cena at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar wins the title, and then Seth Rollins cashes in on Brock Lesnar. Oh, Jesus Christ, how historic. How historic can you get? You've got Seth Rollins has probably got the biggest opportunity of his life if that happens. That's going to be the biggest moment in probably in wrestling history. One of them. I'm not saying it is the, but it's going to be one of them. One of those historic moments in wrestling history by either defeating the face of the WWE to become the undisputed champion, or to become the undisputed champion by beating the man who beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. The only man to ever do it. And the person to defeat the man who beat the streak will be so historic. I wouldn't even know what to say. I would just be that shocked, and I would love to get that reaction mark out over Seth Rollins being probably the biggest guys to beat, if that makes sense. But the question is, who would you choose? The top of the WWE or the man who beat the streak? What's more historic? If I was Seth Rollins, I would probably go with Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar is the man who conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. So I wouldn't mind that. But anyway, let's get back to Battleground. The next match is Bray Wyatt versus Y2J Chris Jericho, and bloody hell, I'm looking forward to this match. Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho have worked phenomenally together. I don't know if I even said that right, but anyway, they've been working very well together on promos and segments. The deal here in the storyline is who has the people in their hands, because obviously you've got Y2J. He says, I'm going to save all of you. I'm going to save all of you from Bray Wyatt. It's the same sort of thing when Randy Orton was the heel and then Jericho comes back. This was like 2007. But this is completely different, because Bray Wyatt, he says he's got the whole world in his hands. And Jericho says, I'm come back. I'm saving all you. I've got you in the palm of my hands. I've got the whole WWE universe in my hands, wherever he says it. And that, to me, that's an interesting storyline. But the deal here is that I don't want Jericho to win clean. I don't want Bray Wyatt to win clean either. I want Bray Wyatt to win this by disqualification. Why? Because Jericho's come back, and if Bray Wyatt defeats Chris Jericho at Battleground this Sunday, then what is there left for Bray Wyatt to face? So to build more of this storyline, make Bray Wyatt lose this one by disqualification, make Jericho win this one, like I said, by disqualification, and then head this build-up into SummerSlam, and then Bray Wyatt wins that clean on the biggest show of the summer. Now, I would love to see that. In my opinion, I would like to see that. Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. It'll probably be the match of the night. It probably will be. It's either Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins match in the night, or it's going to be Jericho and Bray Wyatt. But I'm not so sure. But if I had to pick a winner, it would probably have to be Chris Jericho for this one. Okay, for the next match, Paige versus AJ. Guys, this is it. This is the match that the modern era of women wrestling we're waiting for. We really do wish that this match is going to be a good one, and actually really, really good Divas match. AJ Lee and Paige, they're very talented, very great women wrestlers, and the way they look, they're very attractive. But that's not the point. In the wrestling world, we want good women wrestlers. We actually do have really good women wrestlers in the roster. They just treat them like absolute garbage. I mean, take the Funkadactyls, for example. Naomi spent with them for like 2, maybe nearly 3 years, and she's gone absolutely nowhere. And possibly she could be a future champion. We don't know. But that's the thing I keep saying. Natalia, she's a great talent. AJ Lee, she's a great talent. Paige, who else? Emma. Emma was actually a good talent until she went onto the actual main roster and hanged out with Santino. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm talking about. They just fuck up the roster completely. So I'm not too happy with that. But Paige versus AJ, if I have to pick a winner, I would choose Paige since I am from the United Kingdom. But it's going to be AJ. AJ to win this one. It will be a back and forth submission match. I want a chain technician women's match. I really do hope. But AJ for this one. But I do want I want Paige to win, but I know that AJ will win it. One thing about this feud is that why do they have a tag team match the week after when AJ beat her for the title? I don't understand that. I mean, they're friendly at the end of the match when Paige pinned the Funkadactyls, Naomi. When they won, they just joyful just go out of the ring, and I'm like, there's no story. There's no story to this. This doesn't make any sense. So I hope that Paige becomes the heel of this one. Well, Paige is really meant to be the heel anyway, but hopefully Paige just wins. But we all know AJ is going to win this one because she didn't. She just won the title and she just came back. So AJ for this one. Hang on, sorry, let me just double check in case I miss anything. What else is on? Jericho, Wyatt. I've looked that up. The next match is Rusev versus Jack Swagger. I'm actually quite impressed with the way they've built up this story. I'm not a big fan, but I am pretty impressed with how they brought it up. Like Russia versus the United States. They tried doing that with Big E because of what they look in physique condition, like big man versus big man. But this is completely different because Jack Swagger's personality and character is about loving the United States of America and caring about it. Same with Sepp Coulter. And then there's Rusev, who likes and Lana, whatever her name is. They're like Russian or whatever, and they support Russia. And wherever they go, they'll always show the Russian president. And then they'll talk about how great he is. I'm actually glad that they turned Jack Swagger face. The crowd, they were actually buying it. So I am actually quite impressed with this build-up. But if I have to pick a winner, it's going to be Rusev. It's one of them superstars that they're gradually being pushed, but they're not doing it so early. That's what they're doing. That's what's clever about what they're doing with Rusev. So I'm good and I'm proud of what they're doing with Rusev. Apparently Rusev is meant to be facing John Cena, but clearly not now since John Cena is the champion. Like I said, they gradually they're trying to push him, but they don't want to push him too early into titles. They just want to make him look as dominant as possible. So he'll be Jack Swagger at Battleground. So Rusev. And then, let me just double check in case I've missed any matches. Page, no, done that. Okay, then the main event, John Cena versus Roman Reigns versus Kane versus Randy Orton. The two favorites in this match is obviously John Cena and Roman Reigns. John Cena is winning this by a long shot. Roman Reigns is no way near winning titles. It's way too early for Roman Reigns. Speaking of Roman Reigns, apparently, according to Sportskeeda and some other wrestling sites, including NoDQ.com, apparently Roman Reigns is meant to be winning the Royal Rumble 2015. The last three members in the ring is The Shield: Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns all together, and Roman Reigns wins it and then faces probably John Cena or Brock Lesnar at the main event of WrestleMania 31. And like I said, that will be very historic. That will be the beginning of the future, like what we're going to see. Like Roman Reigns will be the top guy and all that. So, but whatever. But anyway, Kane and Randy Orton are just there because of the authority. They'll stop at nothing to stop Roman Reigns and John Cena to become champion. But the only downfall about this is it's obvious that Kane and Randy Orton are going to go right after each other. Like, let's say Kane will pin John Cena, and then Kane will pin Cena, then Orton would get Kane off Cena, and then they'll be like, oh, the fuck, we're working together, and all that sort of shit. It's like, it's a triple threat, and then they start fighting and shit like that. But that will happen later in the match. They'll work together. I know this will happen. Kane will like hit with John Cena, and Roman Reigns will be hit by Orton, and then right at the very end, Cena hits an AA on probably Roman Reigns to pick the win. Um, let's say chokeslam, then RKO, then spear, and then the attitude adjustment to the win for the win. So yeah, John Cena is obviously going to win this one, but there's the question: will there be a cash in this Sunday or Battleground? Maybe, but I'm not so sure. We'll have to find out in the live stream this Sunday. Well, Monday exactly, since it is the UK. But I will be live streaming my reactions for Money in the Bank on GooglePlus.com, and hopefully I'll get some viewers. And Oscar, the guy who comments on some of my stuff, I am doing it this time. Trust me, I'm here. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be talking. Like I'll do the pre-show, of course, and then and I'll cancel that, and then head into the actual show. I'm not so sure. I don't know if I will do the pre-show, but see what happens. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and take care. See you.